Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to my channel. I'm going to make a pasta salad. We're going to have Reuben sandwiches tonight, and my husband and Carlos both like pasta salad. And I make it with garden rotini. I put cucumbers in it. I buy the little, some people call them pickling cucumbers, but these are called mini cucumbers. I've got some pepperoni. I've got some mozzarella cheese. I've got a red onion. I just cut this up because I made some guacamole a while ago and I put some in there. I've got some cherry tomatoes. I don't cut up tomatoes to put into my pasta salad because the juice goes everywhere. So I just use the cherry tomatoes. I've got them in my strainer. I've washed them really good and I'll pat them dry before I put them into my salad. And I've got some salad supreme. I'm gonna put salt and pepper. I'm going to put some of my homemade garlic paste in it. I keep homemade garlic paste all the time. And I make homemade garlic butter with this too. It's delicious. And I'm using Italian dressing. And I've got some of the dry Italian dressing recipe mix and olive oil. I don't like to use all of it liquid style. I like to use some of it like this. But this adds a little bit more zest to it. And I'm going to put my pasta on to boil. I'm going to cut up all my ingredients and I'll show you how I put it together. I peeled 2 of my cucumbers because I don't leave the peeling on them. And I quarter it when I slice it. I leave my seeds in. And I'm going to use 2. I'm using 2 cups of rotini. And to some people this might sound like common sense, but there's some people out there that are just getting, some women, some men, are just getting started cooking or have never cooked before or never had anybody to teach them. I never had anybody teach me how to cook. I'm self-taught, so I'm not a professional by no means, but I do enjoy cooking. I enjoy making people happy, and it seems like when people eat, they're happy. At least my husband is. So I'm going to get all my ingredients ready and I'll come back and put it together with you. I salted my pasta water. I don't put oil in it because I don't think it's necessary, but you do you. You can do it however you want to. I just learned that it's not really necessary. I use 2 cups. And I make it in the early in the day because I like for it to sit and marinate. It tastes better. So the longer it sits, and tomorrow it'll be even better. I was busy last night and I didn't make it. But I'm slicing my onions very, very thin, and I'm not using a lot of them. I don't want it to overpower my salad. I just want to give it a little taste. And I cut them very, very thin. And I won't put a whole lot of them in there. Just enough to give it the taste of an onion, but I don't want to bite into big bites of it. And I've learned that you can do it that way. I'm cutting up my mozzarella cheese, and I'm slicing it, and I'm cutting it in half, and I'm making little cubes because I do like to get bites of it. I don't like it real thin. I've probably got about a tablespoon of red onions. You can use yellow onions. You can use whatever onions you like. I just make what I like. Anything you can add, you can omit. Anything you want to do, you can do. But this is just a really good with sandwiches, and it's really good in the summertime. You know, my husband works out in the heat, and the first time I made this for him, he really enjoyed it. And he told me, he said, this is really good for coming home out of the heat and having something good to eat. So, and I'll probably tell you this more than once. I like making my husband happy. And eating is one of his favorite things to do. And he's a diabetic, and I have to be really careful But if he's not eating stuff at home, then he's gonna eat it wherever he's at. He's out all day and he stopped at those little stores and he's gonna get what he wants. So I'd much rather make something at home and know it's better and don't have the preservatives in it. With a lot of things he buys. And I think that's gonna be enough. But like I said, you can use as much or as little or none of anything. I'm not gonna rinse my noodles. I find they're better if you let them just cool off naturally. And when I'm finished with the cheese, I'll come back. I'm moving to my pepperoni. Now, sometimes I buy my pepperoni already packaged. Sometimes I get it from the deli. This is from the deli. You can add salami, you can add ham, you can add anything you want, anything that you like that you think might be good in it. I just don't like to put a lot of meat in it. I don't want it to be heavy. I'll show you how I cut up my pepperoni. And whenever you mix it into your salad, it will all come apart. And you can cut this as small or as big as you want to. I mean, anything you want to do, you can do it. I have just learned the way that we like it. I just don't like to overpower it with one certain thing at all. And it's really good. I think my pasta is about ready. I'm going to drain it and let it cool. I don't like for it to be hot when I mix it. I'm fixing to drain my pasta. You don't want to overcook it. And I'll let it sit in the bowl until it cools off before I add my other ingredients to it. I don't want the cheese to melt. I don't want the produce to get soggy. I'm gonna put that in a bigger strainer. I got the bowl out that I'm gonna mix it in, and I'll mix everything up before I put the pasta in it. The reason I don't rinse my pasta is because I like the starch to stay on it so everything will adhere to it, the seasonings and everything. It'll make it easier to adhere to it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my cucumbers in. And I won't need all my tomatoes that I washed, but get them dry. I had to take Shadow to the vet this morning to get a Silencia shot. And that is for the inflammation in his bladder. and it seems to be really helping. He's been getting, it'll be, I think, a year in January, and we haven't had any more incidents. The last time we had a problem with him was whenever our employee Bobby was killed by that train. And I think he could tell how stressed out I was, my son was, and he could feel that, and it stressed him out because he has an issue with stress. But since then, and that was last January, and he had gotten constipated, so I have to give him medicine for constipation now. He's sitting there meowing. He is on top of the armoire in the game room. He likes to be up high. You know what? I may use all these. I just may do that. Just I'm gonna put my cheese in. I'm gonna put my onion in. I might have to use all this onion. I don't want it to overpower the salad, and I can always add more to it. I'm just going to put a little bit of my garlic paste in it. I just got it everywhere. Let's see. That's all I'm going to put in there. Because it's not a whole lot of pasta. It's not real hot, but it's still got some steam coming off of it. And I'm going to put my pepperonis in. My hands are clean. I just got through washing dishes. I think he wants me to command him. This is called Salad Supreme, and it's really good for salads. It tastes good. I don't know how much I put in there. I just eyeball it. And after I add my pasta to it, I'll taste it. I got this left over from last night, or the night I roasted my carrots. And I think this will probably be all I need of this. Add some pepper. I'm going to add some salt. My pasta's not very salty. I did add salt to the water, but it didn't grab a hold of much of it. Alright, put enough in, probably. I think I'm going to add a little bit more of this onion, but I'm not going to put it all in there. It was probably about a heaping tablespoon of onion, but I sliced it really, really thin. My husband's family didn't like onions in their potato salad when I first met him, and I started cooking for the family as soon as we moved in together. And they did not want onions in their potato salad, so for a long time I made them a potato salad for themselves with no onion in it. And then somebody didn't like sweet relish. They wanted dill relish, so I started making one with dill relish and no onions, and one with sweet relish with no onions, and one with sweet relish and onions. And I got tired of making 3 different potato salads, so I just started making it with thin sliced onions in it. and my sweet relish, and nobody's complained about it since. They love my potato salad, and it's very simple to make. So, just, if you know somebody that doesn't like onion, just cut them very, very, very thin to where they can't get a bite of it, because it's usually when you can taste the crispiness of the onion that you really know what's in there, because onion gives things a very good flavor. And I'm gonna let this cool off just a little bit longer before I put it in there and clean up my mess, and I'll be back. Okay, my pasta's cooled down, and I'm gonna add it to the rest of the stuff and add the salad dressing to it. The lemon cake that I made last night, I haven't downloaded that yet to YouTube, but it was so good. It was moist. It was tasty. They've eaten almost all of it. I ate 2 pieces of it myself. It was good. So you might want to, if you like to bake, you might want to try that recipe, because it is fabulous. And I'll put this in the refrigerator, and I'll put some cellophane on the top of it, or cling wrap, or aluminum foil, something. And we'll eat it at dinner. We usually eat dinner between 6:30 and 8. It just depends on what time Greg gets home from work. He'd eat later, but I don't like to eat late. I like to eat 5 or 6. Let me go ahead and put my tomatoes in there. Some olive oil in there. It's gonna be good, y'all. I probably used, so far I probably used about 4 tablespoons of that in here. Well, you can see about how much. And if you don't have cherry tomatoes, you can always cut your tomatoes up. I was just going to put the juice all in it. And hey, it might be good. I'm going to taste this. But I think I've got enough cucumbers, enough cheese, and enough pepperoni in it. I'm going to put a little bit more Italian dressing in it. I don't think you can put too much of it in there, but that was probably about 2 heaping teaspoons. To use however much you want to. Add some more salt. And a little bit more pepper. I can taste the salad supreme in it. And it's pretty. It's pretty soft, but it's good after it's been in the refrigerator a couple hours. I'm gonna taste it one more time. And if you don't mind, please hit that like button and that subscribe button. And if you have any suggestions or anything you'd like to see me cook, just drop it in the comments. It's delicious. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Today's Friday, so I hope you have a great weekend. And a good day. And like I said, if you don't mind helping me, please hit that like and subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. Isn't that pretty? And it's good. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for joining me.